extra light bulb for an existing lamp. I was not able to find a part of the house with better lighting. There's only a handful of lights for whatever reason in this building, and I was able to replace a light bulb with a brighter light bulb because it was in a closet in the house. So we're gonna use that, and it's gonna be our upgrade for our lighting. All right, I tried my best with my limited resources stuck here. If you don't know, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. I am currently in the middle of a bachelor party, and that is why we're in a new setting. But to practice consistency, which is what this show is all about, so that we can make some progress together over time, I am committing to that consistency and I'm showing up. And I have some really good friends who don't mind that this is happening. In fact, they're very supportive. They're like, "Oh shoot, we gotta go. It's time to hit the live." All right. We played for the people interested in the update before people have jumped into the live. We did really competitive wiffle ball, and we did very competitive ultimate frisbee, and we went tubing in a river. And all three of those activities have a lot of people scraped up. We got a couple of sprained ankles. We got a couple of people, including myself, who did a lot of sliding to first base, who have scraped up shins and hips. We have a couple of people who have smashed their ankles into giant stones in the river. So we're all a little beat up, and we're in our 30s, so things don't feel as light as they usually are. But luckily, I'm not one of the beat up people, and I think that's because we do mobility. All right. All right. I think that's probably enough time to let people get in. We're going to get started. Idney says, sounds like a successful trip. Yes, absolutely. We got one, I don't know what they're doing upstairs, but we got a couple more hours tonight, and then we got to check out tomorrow morning. We might be able to play some kickball. What's really crazy about this bachelor party is we're just being like fifth grade boys playing games that you only get to play when you're in school when you have like so many people around you, and it's really funny because we're just playing wiffle ball. It's like a 4.99. I mean, with inflation, maybe it's like a 6.99 bet these days that you get from the supermarket. We went for like 3 hours. It was a crazy time, and everybody had a great time. And I don't know, it's kind of crazy that the funnest, craziest thing we did was play frisbee using spare sneakers as goalposts and a flying disc of plastic, plus a ball and stick, and entertained us for a whole entire day. Anyways, let's get into our show. It's time. Oh, WWM Wrestling 1 says hi. Hello, 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 hello. All right. If you don't know, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency and do a little bit of suffering together. And hopefully, because I'm entertaining enough, we have a little bit of fun and we all make a bunch of progress together. All right. First thing we're going to do is our first warm up exercise. I'm going to scoot back. Wow, the lighting immediately gets way worse because it's a very targeted light, I guess. First thing we're going to do is hip cars. We're going to start by lifting up our knee as high as we can. Hold on to something for balance, especially if your legs are super tired from trying to swim in a river today. Lift, 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 lift. Bring that knee up as high as you can. Then we're going to open up that leg. The hip, we're trying to keep in more or less the same spot. We're trying to get the motion to come out of this leg where it connects in your hip. All right. I want you to flex your glutes, help pull your leg over to the side. Again, hold on to something for balance if you need it. Lift that knee up a little higher, a little higher, a little higher. Rotate the leg so that the ankle comes up. It's hidden behind the knee. Rotate some more so the ankle comes up more, the knee comes down. Bring the leg down a bit. Oh, I'm having a hamstring cramp. Whew. Oh, man. Oh, man. You can tell that I had a lot of activity today because my leg doesn't work. Hold on. Okay, there we go. That's gone. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel the stretch right here in the front. That is one rep. We're doing 10 of these on the left side, 10 of these on the right side, and then we're going to reverse the whole thing. Y'all ready? Let's do this. We're going to go a little faster than my demonstration. I think holding it in the demonstration is what got the cramp going. That's one. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. Ooh, that's two. My hip just cracked. High knee. Open. Wow, I'm way worse at balancing today than yesterday. I guess my legs are really tired. All right, hold on to something. Let's do this. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Ankle up. Down and back. That's four. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Ankle up. Down and back. That's five. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's six. High knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's 7, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's 8, 2 more, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's 9, last 1, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. Oh, I'm getting cramps in my shin right here. Oh, man. All right, maybe I'm a little bit more beat up than I thought I was. Other people are physically beat up, but my muscles are very tight. Let's go do the other leg. I'm going to hold on to something. So hopefully you know what we're doing because you're not going to get a good angle from here. All right, let's go. High knee. Open. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's 1, high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 2, high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 3, high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 4, high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 5, high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 6, high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 7, high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 8, high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 9, high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 10. Whoo! Those are hip cars. And we've only done the forward direction. We gotta go in reverse now. We got 2 rounds, 1 on each leg, 10 more reps. You ready? Hold on to something for balance, and let's go. We're gonna start by bringing the leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. We're doing the same movements, we're just doing them in reverse compared to before. We're gonna lift that leg up to the side, lift a little higher, lift a little higher. Try and get the knee and the ankle horizontal. Rotate the leg so that the knee is down, ankle is up. Rotate the leg that the ankle is down, the knee is up, and bring the knee to the front. That's 1. We're doing 9 more of those. So I'm going to count that first one because I don't want to do 10 more. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 2. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 3. You know, the way my leg muscles are feeling right now, I don't even know if I want to do 5. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 5, but I'm doing it. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 6. Keep going. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. 7, back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. 8, back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. 9, last one. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 10. Whoo, 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 whoo. Other leg. You ready to go? Actually, I need a second to catch my breath. Inhale, hold, exhale. All right, that's good enough. Let's go. Other leg. Bring it back, lifting up to the side, rotating the leg so the knee is down, ankle is up, rotating again so the ankle is down, the knee is up, and bring the knee forward. That's 1. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 2. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 3. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 4. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. Did I say 5 already? 6. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. 7. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 8. 2 more. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 9. Last one. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 10. Whew, that is our first warm-up exercise. Oh no, WWM Wrestling says, I broke my leg. I hope you're not saying that in response to doing the show, and there's some backstory to this. Oh, WWM says, hi, I can't do that because I'm in a wheelchair. That's okay. However, most of our stretches are going to be somewhat related to the leg, all right? This is a side splits and hip mobility show. We're going to be doing hamstring stretches. We're going to be folding forward. Being physically in a wheelchair right now is going to be a little bit challenging. But if you're still on, just write hi every once in a while to let me know that you're still on. And I will keep in mind that you're in a wheelchair. And I will try my best to make some alterations or tell you different things that you can potentially try while in a wheelchair with the broken leg. All right? Whew. We're getting to warm-up exercise number 2. All right? And it's called the elephant walk. What we're going to do is fold at the hips and bring our belly buttons down towards the ground. Try to keep the back flat-ish. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect, but try not to turn into a ball, all right? From here, you're going to feel stretch in your hamstrings. Now, I just want you to breathe for a second. Inhale. Exhale. Try to sink a little deeper into your stretch. Next, we're going to bend one knee just a little bit. We're going to straighten out the other leg. For WWM Wrestling, I don't think you're going to be able to do this one while seated. Although I guess you'd have to be able to lift your foot up real high in order to get a slightly different stretch in your hamstrings. So I don't think you'll be able to do this one very easily seated. All right. For everybody else, we're switching the legs back and forth, feeling the hamstring stretch on either side, and we're gonna just keep on going for as long as you can. Whew. Whew. There is not an exact number that we're trying to do. There's not an exact goal that we're trying to reach. We're trying to fold our belly buttons forward. We're trying to get a crazy feeling in our hamstrings. So just do your best. Yours does not have to look like mine. You might be a little bit higher up, and that's absolutely okay. All right. The goal is for you to get slowly more flexible and to fold a little bit deeper and everything feel a little bit looser over time. It's not going to happen in one day. It's not going to happen in 1 week. It's going to happen over a long period of time of consistent training. That's why we're here doing it live, to help you with your consistency. All right. So, if you like side splits, which is what we're going to do at the end, if you like hip mobility, which is just beginner side splits, or if you want to think about it the other way, side splits is just advanced hip mobility, and you need a little bit of help practicing consistency, then this is the show for you. Keep on hanging out. We do this live every single day, 7 days a week, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, which means we probably start like 10, 15 minutes ago. Actually, I have a watch. We started 10 minutes ago. All right? So hit follow, hit subscribe, and let's get on with this thing and move on to something else. Fold your belly button down a little bit more. Fold, fold, fold. As long as you're going a little bit deeper than where you were before, that's all that matters. Bring the knee into that fold. Bring your chest down. Switch. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Pop into a little bit of a squat. Come back up into standing. That is stretch number 2, or warm-up exercise number 2. Whew. Oh, man, I'm a little lightheaded. We're bent over for too long. Moving on into size. What am I saying? We're moving on into warm-up exercise number 3. It's called thoracic rotation. The thoracic spine is this chunk of your spine, below your neck and about down to your belly button-ish. It's designed to move pretty well. You can bend to the side, you can rotate, you can hunch over and slouch, you can do the opposite and back bend. All right? We're going to do some thoracic rotation. So we're going to work on this motion a little bit. If you are seated or in a wheelchair, a version that you can work on is grabbing the arms of your wheelchair, maybe looping your arm around the back and the arm things for the wheelchair to help with a little bit of rotation. Having something to push against is going to help a lot. If you are seated and you don't have those things, you can cross one leg over to the other side. You can rotate your body to elbow that knee and use that to help you rotate. All right? I hope that makes sense. Let me show it to you from a couple angles. Our feet are pointed forward. We're crossing over so that this ankle is on the outside of the other leg. Then we're going to take the opposite elbow. So we're twisting, sticking that elbow in, and we're pushing to help rotate. My muscles immediately cramped up, so I'm not going to do that version. If it's not obvious, we did a lot more physical activity than I usually do. And now my body is telling me, you're not injured, but stop doing stuff. All right. What we're going to do for everybody else is our classic thoracic rotation. What I want you to do is bend one leg, straighten out the other. So this is the exact same thing we were doing before. Fold your belly button down to the ground, and ta-da, we were just doing this thing, switching from side to side. But this time, I want you to take the arm from the bent leg side. I want you to reach across to the straight leg. I want you to push off the shin to help you rotate and twist that spine. All right? Do this gently. It's not supposed to be fast. Do it within your ability to control. Okay? Inhale and rotate. Extend one arm up into the air. Rotate your neck to look at that hand. Inhale. Exhale and reach over your shoulder. That is half a rep. We're going to do the same thing on the other side now. One leg is bent, one leg is straight. We're taking the arm from the bent leg side. We're reaching across to the straight leg. We're pushing off that straight leg to help us rotate. Look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Whew, that is 1 rep on each side. We're doing 5 of these in total. We have 4 more to go. All right. Let's do this. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open it up. Look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Whew. That's 2. Again. Inhale. Exhale, reach. 2. Man, I thought maybe I would try to go a little faster on today's live, but my body can't keep up. Inhale, exhale, reach. Whew. Again, other side. Inhale, exhale, reach. Other people are getting injured, so I was like, oh, I'm in so much better shape because I do training every single day with you guys. But I'm feeling it now. Inhale, exhale, reach. I mean, to be fair, all the other guys are just sitting down and not doing anything. I'm doing the show, so I'm still doing a little bit better, just not much better. Inhale, exhale, reach. Oh, and I think because they know I'm doing this show every day, they have the expectation that I'll do better, but I'm not doing that much better. I just didn't get injured like them. Inhale, exhale, reach. Whew. I think that's about 5. Ugh. I lost count because I talk too much, but I need to talk in order to distract myself from the suffering that I'm putting myself through. What did we just finish? We did our third warm-up exercise. Let's move on into number 4. We're doing something called Cossack switches. All right, Cossack switches look a little bit like this. We're going to scoot our butts up towards. No, actually, we're not doing any of that. Let me restart. Start mixing things together. We're going to open up our legs a little bit. Nothing crazy, just a little bit. Or we're going to try our best to drop down into a deep squat on one leg and then have maybe the heel down, or optionally, you can have your whole foot down. All right, it'll be slightly different, but whatever option is comfortable for you, go with that one. All right. On this leg, I want you to come down into a deep squat as best as you can. If you're really flexible, you might get real low. You might feel the limiter is somewhere in the leg. You might feel the limiter might be somewhere in the groin on this leg. Wherever you are, we're just trying to get into this position. If you don't get here, it's absolutely okay and it's completely normal. If you get to here, it's perfect. All right. From here, our next step is to move our hips, bring our butt over that away. And for some of you, it might just look like this. Boom. Side to side to side to side. But if you're a little bit more experienced, you might be a little bit lower to the ground, and then you might not be able to get over there quite as easily. So you can use your hands. Use your hands, help scoot your butt over to the other side, and boom, here we are. Try and get into the same spot on the other side. It's going to be a little bit difficult, especially on the first couple, because you haven't really stretched and gotten deep into the stretch yet. And come on back. Woo! That is 1 rep. Again, your version might look a little bit more like this, and that's absolutely okay. All right? We're slowly working our way down into deeper ranges of motion. That does not mean you have to get crazy deep today. It just means that ultimately, at some point, you want to keep on trying to get a little bit lower over time. All right? I think I'm going to count that as 2. We're going to do 8 more. Y'all ready? Let's go. Scoot your butt from one side to the other. Come on back. And that's 3. If you realize you don't need to use your hands, skip using your hands. Great. If you realize that you're looking for something a little bit more challenging, you can try to sit up a little bit straighter so that your chest is up, your head is up. These are hard. All right. So don't worry if you're not getting these right away. I think that's 5. If your knees are feeling a little achy right now and you're not enjoying the side to side motion very much, you can make this a little easier on yourself by coming up first, coming out of your squat, coming across, and then sinking back down into the stretched out position at the bottom. Come on up, across, and down. That's 6. Up, across, and down. That's 7. Now that you got all of those, you can do whatever you want for the whole rest. All right? Try to challenge yourself a little bit, but you don't have to go crazy. Keep going, across, 8, back, and back, 9. Last one, across, and back, that's 10. Whew! If you're not done, take your time. There's no rush. I talk a lot. You got plenty of time. But we're basically done with our first 4 warm-up exercises. And when I say the first 4, I mean there's only 4 warm-up exercises. We're going to move on into our 5 stretches. All right? If you've never been on this show before, we're doing 45 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility. I took off my watch, but we started about 20 minutes ago. And we do this live every single day to help you and me build a little bit of consistency and make a little progress together. So if you like that, hit follow, hit subscribe, and keep coming back. Let's get ready to get into our first stretch. The first thing we're going to do is a hamstring stretch. What I recommend is you grab a little padding for your knees. All right? This is not padding. It's almost nothing. I got really soft carpeting, though. If you are at home, if you want to grab a yoga mat, roll it up a couple times. If you want to grab a couch cushion, a decorative pillow, sandals that you just stick under your feet, under your knee, anything with a little bit of foam, a little bit of cushioning will do. You don't need anything fancy. All right. What we're gonna do next is kneel on your padding and extend one leg out in front. I want this upper body to go straight up and down, and I want that leg to also go straight in front of you. All right. From the front, it's gonna look a little like this. Now, I should not have rotated like that because I just gave my knee massive carpet burn. But I hope you don't do the same. Learn from my lesson. Don't do as I do, okay? What we're going to do next is this is a hamstring stretch. We're going to fold forward. We're going to bring our belly buttons down towards our thighs. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Whew. As soon as your hamstrings are going, no, what are you doing? This is crazy. Just pause, breathe, relax. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Let your body flop into the floor, flop into the leg. Do it again. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. Let's do it again. Third time. Inhale. Exhale, relax. That is 3. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings when you inhale, exhale, relax. All right. From here, we're going to add another movement. I want you to bring your knee up so that you're doing a lunge. I want you to fold your upper body down to that leg the best that you can. If you can't get your upper body to touch the leg the whole time, just try your best, and that's all that matters. Put your hands down for a little bit of support, for balance, and then we're going to push our hips back, extend this leg straight, feel that stretch in the hamstrings. We're going to hold for a second, then we're going to go back. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Ooh, again, knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 3, I think. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 4. You can rush the other parts, but take your time on that hamstring stretch component because that's the part that matters the most. 5. From here, we're going to fold a little bit deeper. We're going to push ourselves. I'm going to get this out of my pocket because it's pinching in my thigh. What we're going to do is 3 steps. Inhale, exhale, fold. When I say fold, I mean I want you to very intentionally bring your belly button down towards the ground. All right? On the inhale, I want you to take a huge breath into your lungs. On the exhale, I want you to slowly let that air out of your lungs. And while you're doing that, I want you to focus on bringing the belly button down. All right, so inhale is step 1. Exhale and fold, I guess, is the same step. You're doing it at the same time. Ready? Inhale, big breath in. Inhale. Slowly exhale, let the air out and fold, 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 belly button down. Woo! Your version does not have to look like mine. You're just trying to bring the belly button down. As long as you're making progress for you, that's all that matters. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Let your body flop into that leg again. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little bit deeper. That's 2. Inhale. Exhale, relax. That is 3. Knee up, chest down. Strain it out. That's 1. Knee up, chest down. Strain it out. That's 2 again. Knee up, chest down. Strain it out. That's 3 again. Knee up, chest down. Strain it out. That's 4. Last one. Knee up, chest down. Strain it out. That's 5. We're gonna fold again. Inhale, exhale, relax. Inhale, exhale, fold. All right. Take a big breath in into your lungs. Let's go. Inhale. Slowly exhale. Fold the belly button down to the ground. Let's go. Fold, 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 fold. Woo! Feel that stretch in your hamstrings. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into that stretch. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper again. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink just a little tiny bit deeper. And knee up. Chest down. Strain out that leg. That's 1. Knee up. Chest down. Strain out that leg. That's 2. Knee up. Chest down. Strain out that leg. That's 3 again. Knee up. Chest down. Strain it out. That's 4. Last one. Knee up. Chest down. Strain it out. That's 5. And we're going to hang out here for 30 seconds to wrap up this stretch. That's it. I know, it's a lot. It's crazy. 30 seconds. We're almost done. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. 25. 24. 23. 22. 21. 20. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 18. 17. 16. 15. 14. 13. 12. 11.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our stretch. But it's only one half of our stretch because we've only done one leg. We gotta do the other leg. Alright, so bring your knees in underneath you. Flex your glutes, flex your abs, get nice and strong. Superman pose for a second. Once your muscles have tightened up and they've woken up from, post stretching craziness, we're going to get ready to do the other leg. So, other leg out in front. Get ready to fold. Belly button down towards the ground. You ready? Inhale. Exhale and fold. Woo! As soon as your hamstrings are telling you, no, what are you doing? It's time to breathe. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Let your body flop into the floor. We're relaxing. Inhale. Exhale, relax. That's 2. We're going for a third. Inhale. Exhale, relax. That is 3. Knee up, chest down. Straighten it out. That's 1. What you are doing right now is getting the other leg set up. So if this leg is reacting a little differently, you're not as deep, that is completely normal. Just like you have one dominant hand, probably you're going to have a dominant leg, or maybe a leg that does certain things better than the other leg, and that is completely normal. So if you're feeling like you're at different levels of flexibility, maybe one leg is way more flexible than the other, that is relatively normal. Cool? It's time to fold. You ready to fold? Inhale, exhale, fold. Belly button pushing it down towards the ground or pushing it down towards the thigh. Let's do it. Big breath in. Inhale. Slowly exhale and fold, 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 fold. Exhale. Woo! Feel it in your hamstrings. And inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch if you can. Again, inhale. Exhale, relax. That is 2. Inhale. Exhale, relax. That is 3. Knee up. Chest down. Straighten it out. That's 1. Again, knee up. Chest down. Straighten it out. That's 2. Knee up. Chest down, straighten it out. That's 3. Again, knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 4. Last one, knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 5. It's time to fold again. Inhale, exhale, fold. Y'all ready? Let's go. Big breath in. Inhale. Slowly exhale and fold, fold, fold. Belly button down. Woo! Your hamstrings are crying. And let's breathe. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little bit deeper. Last one, inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little bit deeper. Knee up, chest down. Straighten it out. That's 1. Again, knee up, chest down. Straighten it out. That's 2. Knee up, chest down. Straighten it out. That's 3. Knee up, chest down. Straighten it out. That's 4. Last one, knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 5. We're hanging out for 30 seconds and we're wrapping up here. All right, 30, 29. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. If you want, you can just do the inhale, exhale, relax that we've been doing. Inhale, exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. 24, 23. Inhale, exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper. 20, 19, 18. Inhale, exhale, relax. 15, 14. Inhale. Exhale, relax. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come out of that stretch. This is our hamstring stretch. Whew. If that felt like a lot, if you felt like you were there for a long time, that is true. We spend a lot of time there because our hamstrings are a big part of the stretch, and also we need them for a bunch of other stretches. But if they are tight and stuck when we're doing the other stretches, we're going to miss out on other pieces. All right, so we focused on the hamstring stretch, loosen them up way deep and crazy, maybe even more than necessary. And now we're ready to move on into what are we warming up into? We're not warming up into anything. We already warmed up. We're moving on into stretch number 2. It is time for some butterfly. What I want you to do is scoot your butt over to the wall.
Rest your butt up against the wall and let your low back, your shoulders, your head all rest up against the wall. All right. Grab your feet, pull them in together, and we are going to try our best to bring our knees down into the ground. You should feel a stretch here in the inner thighs. I want you to try to use your own muscles to push your knees down. If you don't know how to do that, don't worry about it. It's okay. You'll learn as we go. And I want you to take your hands to help push your legs down into the ground as well. For the next 30 seconds, we're going to slowly breathe in and breathe out. As we breathe out, I want you to apply a little bit more pressure. See if you can push your legs down a little bit deeper. And that's it. I'm going to talk us through it. All right? Inhale, exhale, and push. 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 That might have been a lot of breathing. Might make you feel a little lightheaded, so slow down, take your time. But hopefully, you have pushed your legs much deeper into that stretch than when you started. And hopefully, you feel like you're a real badass because this is not easy, it's challenging, and you're probably feeling a whole bunch of tension here, but you're pushing through it. If it's not pain, if it's not sharp, it's not really, really, really intense, you're probably good to go because that's probably just the discomfort of stretching. All right? And hopefully, as soon as you let your hands go, that discomfort goes away. Hopefully, you've let go because hopefully I remember to tell you, but I can't remember if I did. But in case that you've let go now, because I kind of told you now, right? 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 Okay. Let's flap the wings of our legs. Flap, 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 flap. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flap, 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 flap. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Let the hip muscles relax a little bit after you did all that pushing. And let your wrists relax a little bit because you were stabbing them into your leg. Do a little wave, do a little wiggle, make sure everything is working. And we're going to get on into stretch number 3. All right. What we're going to do next is called the standing pancake. What I want you to do is open up your legs just a little bit, nothing crazy. And I want you to fold your chest down towards the ground. Whee! Whew. As soon as you get stuck and your hamsters are telling you, no, not again, feel free to stop right there. All right. The goal of this stretch is to bring your upper body in between your legs. And what I want you to do is fold, 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 fold. But for most of us, your hamstrings are going to hold you back. So what I want you to do is try your best to let gravity give you as much help as possible. When your upper body is horizontal like this, that is when you're going to feel gravity the most. To make gravity work even harder for you, extend your arms out in front of you like this. Leave your biceps by your ears and inhale. Exhale, relax. And see if gravity can pull you a little bit deeper. All right, try to keep a relatively straight back. Doesn't have to be perfect, but try to keep it relatively straight. And that's our stretch. That's the whole thing. We're going to hold it for about 30 seconds. And these next couple of steps are optional. If you want, you can open up your legs wider and keep on trying to fold forward. You can, if you find your face is too close to the ground, you can kind of stick your butt back a little bit, and that will help lift your chest up from the floor. You're not reducing the angle that your hips are at, but because your butt goes back, your upper body comes up a little bit more. All right? I did a bad job of explaining this, but I hope you get the point. Stick your butt back, it'll automatically lift your chest. All right, that's enough talking. I think it's time to go. Belly button down. Fold, 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 fold. Let gravity take you to the floor. 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26. My nose is kind of stuffy. I wonder if I accidentally inhaled some water when we were in the river. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Wow, my inner thighs are really tired already. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Put your hands down. Stop your stretch. Come on out of it. If your legs are a little wide right now, you're feeling weak, maybe wiggle your heels in, wiggle your toes in, your heels in, your toes in, your heels in, your toes in, your heels in, your toes in, until your legs are close enough together for you to stand back up into standing, because you stood back up into standing. That is our third stretch, the pancake. We're going to move on into stretch number 4. Yesterday, I'm pretty sure we did the figure 4, so it's time for some pigeon. Yesterday, I tried to skip right into it, and I felt like that massively backfired because I didn't know what I was going to say. So we're going to do it the old school way. We're going to take one leg. We're going to cross it over to the other side. We're going to make this nice triangle right here with our legs. We're going to grab that ankle. We're going to bring it up towards our chest. From the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. We're folding our body down towards our leg, right? You're going to feel a stretch right here in the side of your hips. That is a glute muscle. It's the main one we want you to focus on. And you're going to feel some other stuff in your hamstrings in the front of your hip. Those won't be nearly as bad. So, take this position and put it to the floor. I'm sorry, Keisha. I don't know if you're on, Keisha, but if you are, I'm sorry. We're doing pigeon. Keisha doesn't like the pigeon. Keisha's on YouTube. So, if you don't see her in TikTok chat and you're like, what are you talking about? Because she's a YouTuber. All right? Leg is across the body. I want you to find the midpoint between the knee and the ankle. Right here. Somewhere ish here, ish for me. For you, if you got longer legs, you got shorter legs, you got disproportionate legs, whatever it is that you got going on, it might be a little tiny bit different. But in general, aiming for the midpoint is a good starting point. All right? Then I want you to take this middle line down your body, in between your eyes, down your nose, down your mouth, to your belly button. I want you to match that line to that imaginary point in the middle of your leg, and I want you to fold forward. Inhale, exhale, fold, boom. That's the basics of a pigeon. We got a couple of details to talk about. This leg, you can extend it straight to the outside. You'll still get a great stretch in the hip that we care about. You can bend this knee and just kind of rest it here, and you'll still get a great stretch just fine. You might feel a little bit more tension here. There's another version of this stretch that you might know where we extend this leg back behind us. If you can do it, do it. If you cannot do it, then try one of the other two variations. Usually I give you some examples about different ways to change it up, but I have unpacked my packing cube, so I can't do it with the same thing that I did yesterday, so we're going to skip it. If you can extend your leg back, do it. If you cannot, use one of the other two ways. All right? Whew. Again, our leg is across. We're aiming that middle line down to the midpoint. Extend the leg back behind you if you can. If you cannot, just leave it resting on the side. It's not that important regardless. And we're going to drop the hips as low as we can. Drop the butt. Drop it to the floor. Get low. And we're going to fold. We're going to bring the belly button down towards the ground. Y'all ready? Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Oh, gosh. Feel that glute stretch. If you want, you can sort of wiggle to the right. You can wiggle a little to the left, and you can see how that feels, how that changes the stretch. I find if I move towards my feet, I feel more of an intense hamstring stretch. You experiment with what works for you. All right? From here, we're hanging out for 30 seconds. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little deeper. 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Exhale. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our stretch. Whew, let's do the other side. These get real quick after the hamstring stretch. Remember, I promised. Or maybe I didn't really promise. I just kind of said they get easier from here. We're bringing the other leg across. We're folding forward. You're ready? Let's go. Extend the leg back behind you if you can. If you cannot, just leave it off to the side. No worries. Butt down. Drop the hips first. That's your first priority. And then fold your chest down. Bring your belly button to the ground. 30 seconds. Y'all ready? Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and sink into the ground. 29, 28, 27, 26. Feel it in the side of your hip, in that glute muscle. That's where you should be feeling it. Feel it a little bit in your hamstrings and the leg that's crossed in front of you. That's also where you should be feeling it. Keep going. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our pigeon stretch. How we doing on time? What we doing? Oh, sweet. We're doing really good on time. Okay. It's time for our fifth and final stretch. It's probably because we skipped the pigeon extras. We're moving on to our fifth and final stretch. If you're new to the show, then you should know we're doing 3 rounds of side splits because this is a side splits and hip mobility show. Everything we do up until this point is pure hip mobility stuff, whether stretching the muscles, working through the joints range of motion, or some combination of the two. And advanced hip mobility is when we get into side splits because at the end of the day, side splits is basically the same thing. We just take it a little bit further. All right, and that means we've done a whole bunch of preparation, and now it's time to get into the really intense stuff. If you have zero interest in the side splits and you're not really into these, that's absolutely fine. The stretches for most people will just get you closer towards advanced hip mobility because I don't have the side splits and I've been doing the show every day for like 600 days. All right, so don't worry about it. You're not magically gonna get side splits. Let's get ready to go. Before we begin, I want you to grab a little bit of hand support. And as I'm saying this, I realize I don't have hand support, so this will be a little bit more challenging for me than usual. Did I unpack this completely? Do I still have a little bit of stuff? All right, I got like an inch and a half of clothes. That will be imaginary hand support. For you guys at home, your hand support, the purpose of it is to help you do this, to give you something to push off of, to help you elevate a little bit, so that your arms, your shoulders, your upper body can hold some of your body weight when you're doing the side split. All right? The legs are still going back, but if you're leaning all of your weight into your arms, your legs aren't carrying all of the burden of your legs, of your whole body weight, I guess, and it's a little bit easier. So that's all this is for, is to make things a little easier. Next, we're going to move our butts up to the wall. All right? I'm going to shift the cameras actually so that we can get a little closer to centering around that wall. Boom. And we're going to do our exercises. Hold on. Nobody look. I need to zip up my laundry. And is that zip? That's great. Okay, cool. Done. There was nothing to see. It was closed. All right. What we're going to do is take our hand support. And I probably should have explained that your hand support could basically be anything. But I recommend that it's lightweight enough for you to kind of move around and get it out of the way when you don't need it. Strong enough that you can put your weight on it. In my case, it's clothing, so it's gonna compress, but it's not gonna go anywhere. Again, the goal is to support your body weight, right? So it could be a stool, could be a coffee table, could be a chair, could be an ottoman. As long as you can move it out of the way pretty easily, you're good. All right, take that hand support, bring it with you, move your butt up against the wall, and we're about ready to begin. With your butt resting against the wall and your feet slightly in front of the wall, I want you to open up your legs. Once you have them opened, just a little bit, we're going to fold. Whee! Put your hands on your hand support. I usually recommend something quite a bit higher than this, all right? So just, pretend this is taller than this. From here, I want you to let the legs go a little bit wider. And I want you to rotate the legs. So right now, we're rotating the leg backwards 90 degrees. The heels are down, the toes are pointing up, the knees are pointing up. Try to keep your hands on your hand support. Keep your butt resting against the wall so it'll help you stay balanced, help you stay in this position a little bit more easily, and take pressure off of your heels, which are now carrying a lot of body weight. We're going to do the other side too. So both sides. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up, inner thighs are pointing forward. This is the setup. I'm going to explain it in detail once, and then we're going to breeze through these the next 2 times, all right? From here, see if you can let your butt slide down the wall as you let your legs go out a little bit wider. I've been doing this for a long time, so yours might not look like mine. If you get to here, that is a perfectly good place to be. All right? From here, we're just trying to find a comfortable ish spot where we feel like we're in control, where we don't feel like we're about to slip, we don't feel like we're about to fall forward or backward or lose balance, so that there's a chance we can relax a little bit more. If you feel like you're about to lose balance, your muscles are going to be working real hard, trying desperately to keep you from failing and falling and hurting yourself, and they're going to be real tense. That is the opposite of what we want. We want relaxation so that you can get into a deeper split. All right? So, find a comfortable ish spot where you're in control and breathe. Inhale. Hold that breath. Hold it and exhale, relax.
See if you can sink a little deeper into your stretch. If you don't sink, don't worry about it. Don't stress. Stress will not help you. It'll just make you more tense. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Relax. See if you can sink a little deeper into the stretch. Remember, your butt is resting against the wall. Your hands are on your hand support. They're right in front of your legs, and they're basically pinching you in place so you don't slide around so much. All right. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. See if you can sink a little bit deeper into your stretch. Woo! And once you've gotten about as deep as you think you can get, we're going to add a tiny little wiggle. A little push your heel out to the right, push your heel out to the left, push your heel out to the right, push your heel out to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. If you go places, great. If you don't worry about it. We are ready to hang out for 30 seconds. That's it. This is our stretch. Toes are up, knees are up, heels are down, head is mostly up. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Zero. Move your hand support out of the way. Crawl forward. Come on out of your stretch. That is stretch number one. Ugh. Grunt. Groan. Makes many sound effects as you need to, as you slowly pull your knees in underneath you. And breathe. That is stretch number one. If you were somehow watching me and not preoccupied with the intensity of your stretch, it might have looked like I got to sit all the way down on the ground, right? And it looked crazy. And I was like, oh my God, I'm in a split. But I wasn't. We'll talk about what I was actually in a little bit after, but for now, we're gonna get into relaxing. Come on up into standing, and let's shake out those legs. We just put a whole bunch of tension into our legs. We want to relax them, to flop them, to chill them out, so we can get into a deeper second stretch. All right, shake out the legs. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, flop, flop. Shake out the other one. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And what we are doing is making sure our legs are relaxed. I want you to shake out your ankles. I want you to see them flopping all over the place. I want you to see the calves flying all over the place so that you know your leg muscles are relaxed. All right? If they were really tense, if they were really stiff, you'd shake them and it would look like just one solid stick moving all over the place instead of this big floppy, wet, soggy noodle looking thing. All right? Once you've done that, we're going to move on into our hips. I want you to put all of your weight into one leg and the big toe of the other leg down like so. Right now, I want you to point this knee directly to your left or right, depending on which side this video is mirrored. And I want you to flex your glutes to help open up that leg when you point it out. Then I want you to do the opposite. I want you to contract these muscles here in the inner thigh to boom, bring your knees together. All right, like you really need to pee. And then do the opposite. And in, and out, and in, and out. If you're new to the show and you're struggling a little bit to really open up or bring the knee in, take your time. Focus on building that range of motion, building strength, building control, and ignore everything else that I say. If you've been here for a while, you've been doing this for a while, you got some control, you got some precision, and you just want to make it a little bit more fun, easier to do, then you can go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and whew, turn it into a dance move. Have fun with it. Let's do the other side. All your weight in one leg, big toe is down, and 1 and 2 and sorry, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and you know how I said that I don't think I was injured? I think my big toe got stubbed a little hard because that rotation was really messing up my toe. So maybe I won't do it quite that way for the rest of the show. And maybe I am a little bit more injured than I thought. This little crack of black here in this door, uh, in the camera kind of freaked me out. So I'm just gonna shut the door a little bit and let's continue. Because I am getting goosebumps from thinking about scary movie things with doors and cracks behind me. Oh gosh. Oh, does not help that I'm in the middle of the woods. All right, scary movie SETI right here. All right, we are getting into second side split. Y'all ready? Let's do this. It's time for us to grab our hand support. It's time to pull it up to the wall, bring our butt to the wall, and for us to sit down into the wall a little bit. Then we're going to fold forward, put our hands on our hand support, let our legs go wide while our butt is resting against the wall. We're going to rotate the legs so that the heels are down, the toes are up, The knees are pointing up. The inner thighs are pointing forward. We gotta do this on both sides. From here, we're going to slowly let our butt sink down into the ground and use our hands, put them on our hand support. We'll drag that hand support real close to us. Our butts are against the wall, our hands are on our hand support, and the rest of our body is basically pinched in between so that you got some extra stability. All right? Sink a little deeper, and let's breathe. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, relax. See if you can sink a little deeper into the ground. Let's do it again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into the ground. Third time. Inhale. Hold, exhale, relax. Sink a little bit deeper into your stretch. I don't know if it's the carpet or something, but I feel like despite the lack of sleep, despite the soreness, I feel like I'm sitting on the ground a little bit more easily than normal. I'm confused, but maybe I need more stress in my life and that makes things better. I don't think that's how that works, but whatever. All right. When you are here, we're going to move on into stretch number 2. I'm going to throw the hand support out of the way so it's easier to see what I'm doing. You do not have to get rid of the hand support. Just try your best, all right? We're going to lean forward a little bit so that our toes are pointing forward, our knees are pointing forward at like a 45-degree angle. The reason why we're doing this is because we want to emphasize the stretch on the inner thighs. And that's how we're going to do it, by leaning forward a little bit. To get the stretch to feel more intense in your inner thighs, you can bend your elbows just a little bit. That will shift the burden back into your legs. You'll feel a little bit more intense. That's it. I'm stopping talking. 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Push your hand support out of the way. Walk your hands forward a little bit. Slowly pull your legs in underneath you. Grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. That is size number 2. Sit back, relax, chill for a second, catch your breath, do whatever you got to do, and that is size number 2. Give yourself another second or 2 or 3, and then we're going to come back into standing to shake it out again. Let's go. Come back up into standing. And whew. Man, I'm beat today. All right, shake it out. Hold on to something for balance. Shake out your ankles. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Shake, shake, shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And let that leg relax. Other side. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Remember, I'm telling you to focus on your ankles to begin with because it's easy for you to see when your ankles, your legs are flopping around all sorts of crazy. When we are actually doing this and you've gotten some skill, you've gotten past this beginner level, you can start shaking out everything you want all at the same time. Your brain will get better and better and faster at responding to your need to shake for relaxation, and you'll start shaking and flopping and relaxing faster and faster and faster. Thank you for the air balloon thing, Che. All right. We sure got the legs. Let's get into the hips. All your weight in one leg. Big toe is down and in. And out. And in and out and in and out and in. And out. And in and out and in and out and in. And out. And in and out and in and out. I just said I wouldn't do this leg, but I'm going to try to do it without my big toe down and see how this goes. I'll just get a rug burn on all of my other toes, but we'll see. All right? Let's go. All your weight in one leg. Big toe is down and the other. In. And out. And in and out and in and out. Hey, this actually works. In. And out. And in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. Oh, that's probably enough. Whew! Those are some great movements to work on internal and external rotation of the hip. Let's get ready to get into side split number 3. All right, let's wrap this up. Whew, because I'm getting tired. Take your hand support. Bring it in front of you. Maybe don't throw it down unless you have something real soft and you have no neighbors downstairs. Move your butt up against the wall. Open up the legs just a little bit. And let's fold. Whee! Hands on your hand support. Legs going a little bit wider. We are ready to rotate. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are up. Other side, heels are down, toes are up, knees are up. Sink on into your stretch. Find a comfortable spot and let's get ready to breathe. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. Let's do it again. Inhale. Hold. exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. That's 2. Ooh, inhale. Hold, exhale, relax. Sink a little bit deeper into your stretch. That's 3. Optional wiggles to the right a little bit, left a little, right a little, left a little, right and left and right and left and. Whew. If you're ready, it's time for side split number 3. I'm gonna toss this hand support out of the way, but you can still absolutely use it if you need to, because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. What we're going to do this time is optional in that you can do side split number 1, where we're sitting back, sitting on the floor, or have our heels down, toes up, knees pointing up. You can do side split number 2, where we're leaning forward, we're feeling more in our inner thighs. We need both, and eventually you're going to have to focus a lot on number 2, so I recommend number 2. But today's a number 1 day for you because you're not feeling number 2, that's okay. All right, get into position. We're going to hold for 30 seconds. The last couple of days I've been saying 40. Don't think I can do 40 today. We're ready. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27. Keep breathing. 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk your hands forward, bring your legs in. That is our third and final side split. Grunt, grunt, make as many sound effects as you need to, and crawl. Sit down on the ground, relax, rest, do whatever you got to do. We are ready to wrap things up. That was our third and final side split. I gotta solve a quick puzzle over on TikTok because I don't spend much time typing in the chat, obviously, and TikTok just assumes I'm a bot when I run the show for too long. I have solved the puzzle. I have solved it successfully, and it's time for us to get back into standing. Shake it out. Do our final joint checks and wrap up. You ready? Let's go. Come back up into standing. Shake it out. Ankles. Ankle, 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 ankle. Ankle some more. Ankle a little bit more. Ankle left, right, upside down. I don't even know what I'm saying. Just shake it out. Other ankle. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Relax. The goal is to relax the muscles as much as possible. At some point, you might not even want to do it the way that I recommend. If you have a new technique that you created for yourself and you're like, oh, look at me, I can turn my whole body into spaghetti, that works perfectly for me. Take your time, try it, experiment, find something that works for you, and that is perfect. We're going to move on into the hips. All your weight is in one leg, big toe is down and in and out, 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 and other side, in and out. I realized instead of just having my big toe down, I can just be on the ball of my feet and it works just fine. I just have to sort of lift my big toe so it doesn't get jammed into the carpet. Out and in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. That is our shaky shakies. Let's get into our joint checks. We got 2 moves left. One of them is hip circles. The second one is calf raises. We're going to test our joints, make sure they're working okay, and then we'll be done. Done, 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 done. Hip circles. Pop that hip out and back and the way around. Work that hula hooping to an extreme level. Really feel the tension across all the muscles in your hips. Side, back, back, side, forward, forward, and keep going. Do a couple loops one way, do a couple loops the other, and if you haven't already, you might want to consider switching because I just swapped. Keep on going. Oh. Once you're done about 3 or 4 loops each way, we're probably ready to move on into our final move. We're doing some calf raises. What I want you to do is get your legs about hips width apart. This is about hips width apart. You can go a little bit wider if you like, but I don't want you to go super wide. We're not doing sumo squatting, all right? We are not bringing our feet together. We're opening them up quite a bit for some stability. From here, I want you to pop into a squat. I want you to lean forward so that your chest is going way far over there so that you're almost tipping over if you can. From here, we're going to add a little bit more to it. I want you to push your knees forward so that your upper body is leaning forward, your knees are also leaning forward, and you're feeling a stretch here in your calves and in your Achilles tendon. From here, we're going to do some calf raises. Hold on to something for balance, but then once you got your balance, we're sending those heels up into the calf raise. Boom. 1 and down. Reset. Push your knees forward, lean forward. Up and down. Reset. Up and down, reset, up and down, reset, up and down, reset. maybe slow it down a little bit. I lost balance on one of those, so I was going fast. Feels like my right calf is a little bit tired and a little bit weaker compared to my left one right now. Interesting, because my right leg is my jumping leg. I did a lot of jumping for the frisbee because I'm not very tall, so I have to compensate by jumping. And now my right calf, I guess, is tired. All right, once you've done enough, your quads are tired, your calves are tired, something's tired, we're ready to wrap, right? In those crazy looking calf raises, we challenged our toes because they were the only thing keeping us from falling forward. They were gripping into the floor. We challenged the arch of our foot because they had to stay super strong to keep us from falling forward when we were leaning so far forward. Our Achilles tendon, our calves got that nice stretch because our knees were forward. Then from that stretched position in the calf, when we did that calf raise, we got the maximum range of motion on that calf raise that we could possibly get. Our quads, because we were leaning forward and holding that squat, were probably tired. And then our low backs were probably real tired because we were leaning really far forward and trying to stay in that super forward lean. So we had the low back, the hips, the quads, the knees, the calves, the ankles, the feet, all working at the same time trying to get this done. Hopefully you enjoyed that because that's the show. We are all done. If you're able to do most of that last movement, most of the calf raise, we are probably you're probably pretty good to go back to doing whatever else you have to do. All right. Brave Buratino says, "Do you do earlier lives?" Ran across this late. The live starts at 9 p.m. Eastern time, which means we started exactly an hour ago, an hour and 1 minute ago. I do not have any earlier live. This is the live time that we currently have every single day of the week. Um, I don't do this full time as like my job. I got a full time job, and this is my kind of side thing. And I'd love to turn this into a business when I can, so that I can make this my full time thing. But until we get there, it's probably gonna stay this one show at 9 p.m. Eastern every single day. Cool. All right. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else do you need to know? Um, if I made some references you're confused about, this is not, if you're new to the show, for example, this is not the normal setting. This is not the totally normal situation. I'm at a bachelor party. Consistency is very important to me, and I want to make sure that you know it's important to me. So I make sure that everybody in my life knows that it's important to me, and I show up here and I make things happen for about an hour, which means I'm going to cut the Q&A section of this show a lot shorter today, because once the live is done, I'm going to go hang out with my peoples. But um, this is a slightly irregular show. Most of the time, we have some better props. I explain things a little bit more detailed, and because I'm in my regular space, the lighting's also usually a little bit better, and the audio is probably just a tiny little bit better too. PK Gachu says, "Are you starting or finishing?" We are done. We just finished about 2 minutes ago, so you just missed it if you're joining in just now. All right, let's see. I got some comments coming in. Oh, oh. Well, I'm tired. I'm already sleepy. I don't know if it's like the really yellow lighting in this place because it's kind of like it's got like an older countryside vibe, but it's putting me to sleep. All right, I'm gonna scroll. I'm gonna scoot over to the cameras. Ugh. I'm gonna take a quick look at the chat to see if there's anything I desperately need to answer, and then if there isn't, I'm gonna have to let you guys go. We got a new location spotted. Yes, this location is an Airbnb. I'm probably never coming back. Oh, oh, I said I would talk about this, and I do want to talk about this. Side splits, side splits, side splits, side splits. And also, we have another YouTube video that was posted. Oh man, at this point, like earlier this week. I'm trying to train my girlfriend to get her first pull up all by herself. Right now, we have a cool machine that helps her do it a little bit with unassisted, or sorry, with assistance, because we got these cool bungees, rubber bands that help with the pull up. And we're gonna keep training and gonna try to get her a little closer. We'll probably post a 30-day update video. This first video is about doing assessments and trying to figure out what we can do to help her get there and where she's at. And if you would check that out over on YouTube, that would be super helpful. I'm working on getting my first 4,000 watch hours on YouTube, and that is when you unlock monetization on YouTube, so that I get some compensation from YouTube, uh, and I'd love to hit that soon. So if you could ugh, log in to YouTube, find the account called Splits on the Side, which is the same username as on TikTok, and check out some of the videos. That's the most recent one, but we got a whole bunch of other ones. If you had some time, you want to support me in some way, hitting those 4,000 hours would probably be really, really helpful. Cool? All right. So I was talking about side splits earlier, and I was in a position that looked like I was in a side split, right? This is not a side split, and I'll show you why right now, because I'm going to do it from over here. I'm going to try and get to the exact same position, but on this side. It's not going to be perfect, 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 but it's going to be pretty close to what we just did. When my legs are at a wide enough angle and you guys are over there at the camera, what is actually, this much distance between my toe coming all the way back is, there's like 8 inches of foot, if more, that my foot could go back to like really line it up to get to the side split. Right now, this in a lot of different sports would be called the straddle. Is basically me just going like this quite far. And from the angle on the floor that you guys are at, it might look like a side split, but it's not. And I would love to have it and tell you that I did, but I don't. So I'm gonna be really honest, I don't. But the thick carpet does make it a little easier to get into that seated position. I usually don't sit down very deep in that position, so I don't know what's going on. Anyways, those are the requests. Go check out the YouTube video, and that was not a side split. Might have looked like one, but it wasn't. And I want you to know that it wasn't. All right, what else we got? Lois says thanks. Welcome back, Lois. Jax over on YouTube is sending awesome emojis. We got a bunch of highs from Jerry and K Dottie. WWM never came back and said that he was still, or he or she was still, or they were still here. And Andy wants to talk about toe split. Okay, sure. I'll do 1 second of toe split and then we'll wrap up. Ugh. Um, I don't know what you can see from that angle, but I guess I have pretty good toe ability, and it's helpful for a lot of different things like sprinting. I did a lot of that today. It's helpful for lots of things that require your big toe to be super strong, like jumping. And I don't know, I just try to hold myself up with my big toe, but the carpet is squishy, so that didn't make that very skillful. Um, Having a strong big toe and the base of your foot right here is really important for certain things. One of them being keeping your arch from collapsing. All right. If you have bunions, if your toe kind of points inwards towards your index toe, oftentimes it causes, or at least it doesn't help, at least your arch, and oftentimes it causes your leg to do a little bit of this when you don't have your big toe out pushing off the ground and trying to keep your feet from collapsing in. So having wide spread toes is not that important. Having your big toe be able to go out so that it can support your feet properly to help you support your arch, that is pretty good. So I don't know. I wasn't really planning to talk about this, but Andy back on YouTube wanted to talk about toast play, so I demonstrated some toast play. I don't know, you know. Please don't be selling foot pics on the internet in this. Well, if you are, let me know and then give me some money because these are my toes, right? But all right. That is enough on that topic. My girlfriend's gonna get mad at me. All right. Kat says yes. Welcome back, Kat. I think we are probably done. Yamami says 6 p.m. every day. That might be 6 p.m. for you if you know each other. Um, but it is 9 p.m. Eastern time. All right, so that will give you a time zone in addition to the time. Oleander says, ouch. Um, Mohammed says, genuine question. What does this exercise do for the body and where does it target? If you try it, you might know. But I actually don't remember. I didn't really pay attention to when you sent this message, so I don't know which one you're talking about. Your mommy says it's hard keeping your foot planted on the ground. I'm trying though. It is absolutely not essential for your feet to be planted on the ground throughout the show. It is helpful for your feet to be planted on the ground because generally, when your whole foot is planted down, you have like a little mini tripod forming. And I'm going to try and do this with the palm of my hand. Right behind your big toe, I'm gonna just pretend this is my big toe, right? I'm gonna just pretend the thumb isn't there. Right behind your big toe, right here, and right behind your pinky toe, plus the heel of your foot, these three spots form a little bit of a tripod. And you might know that tripods are very stable. So we want your feet to be flat so that you can have really stable position on the ground. When you get into a situation where you're on your toes, where they're coming up, they're kind of all over the place, you expose them to whatever the strength of your ankle is at, right? If your pinky toe gets a little weak, starts rolling out, your ankle might get you into this position. That's all sorts of trouble. If you go the other way, maybe that's all sorts of trouble, depending on how many times you've rolled your ankle over the past couple of years and what's strong, what's weak, and what's damaged, right? But when you go super high and you're doing those calf raises too, right? If you're super high, you're just going to get even more shaky and wobbly. So I recommend that for the most part, you try to keep your foot planted, even if that means you can't go as deep into a position. Because I don't want you to fall, I don't want you to get hurt, I want you to be as stable as possible and slowly work your way down while maintaining that stability. Cool? Ugh, that's my general approach to keeping the foot flat. Do you have to do it? No, absolutely not. You can do whatever you want. But I recommend you do it this way because it helps you stay a little bit more stable. Cool? All right. Chase says hello, so that must mean we're pretty close to the top of the chat. Yamami says this exact stretch had my quads sore for a day. Oh, good, 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 good. That means your body needed it. Keji says so wholesome. Yes. Uh, we're a bunch of giant children. In fact, when we got out of the river, we came out of a park, and in that park, we were like, oh man, how deep into the story do I want to go? We were cleaning up, right? All we had a whole bunch of wet, sandy stuff. We were cleaning up, we were dusting off, and we were chit chatting. There's like 10 of us getting into cars and like deflating tubes of floaty things. And because we were chit chatting, some kids, I can't, they were driving, which we found out later. So they must have been 16, but they looked like they were 12. So I was really embarrassed that my friends decided that they were going to take on these kids at pickleball. The kids challenged us. They were talking a real big talk. Um, and they were like, "Hey, we're trying to play pickleball. Can you quiet down?" Like they were just antagonizing us on purpose. So like they were being jerks for no reason, and I don't know why this kid was so brave. Maybe he was showing off. There was a girl on the field that wasn't playing, but I don't know. Whatever the case, one particular kid with a big ego and was talking a lot of smack.
Our bachelor is really good at pickleball, and one of his friends is also really good at pickleball. In fact, he plays 3 times a week, and he went and said, "All right, if you want to play, we'll play," to just show up the kids, and the kids threw down some more smack talk, and they're like, "Oh, you're walking away," and he was like, "No, I'm going to my car to get my paddle," and I think at that moment the kid realized that our bachelor has his own paddle and his own pickleball like sneakers, so he has some equipment. And he might have gotten a little bit nervous there, but he was not showing it, and he was still ongoing with the disrespectful talk. Once the game started, we realized they were really bad. They got beat like 2-11. They were the two. So after all of that smack talk, our friends were laughing their butts off, right? So it was absolutely amazing, and I felt bad because this kid looked like he was 12, and I was like, man, um, we don't have to go crush a 12-year-old who's trying to show off a little bit. You know, that's a little mean. And then he drives off in a ginormous truck. And I was like, okay, never mind. He might be like 16, 17. He just looked a little small and had a big ego. That's, well, he brought that upon himself there. So that was a hilarious part of our evening. I'm not sure why I brought this up. Oh, wholesome. Maybe not so wholesome, but hilarious. And we had a great time. So I didn't do any of the playing. I just got to watch from a distance while waiting for giant tubes of things deflating. I was just sitting on things, pressing buttons, going, man, it's gonna take forever. And in the meantime, our bachelor crushed some mouthy kids at their sport of choice. It was fantastic. Couldn't have gone better. It'll be a story I'm sure he tells his kids one day. He'll be like, oh yeah, this time, this one time, we crushed some, yeah, some dudes at pickleball. No, maybe it's not a very good story. Somebody else would have to tell it a different way. Anyways, now that you got way too much information about our bachelor party, it's time for me to wrap up. I'm gonna take one last look at the chat, and we are done. There were the two dogs and cats. Catchy is laughing. Amazing. Charette says thank you. People are saying good night. Brave says dang. Hold on. Catchy said, told myself I would be in my SS by my birthday, and I think I'm there. Thank you. Oh my gosh! That's incredible, Kat. That's insane. Congratulations. Kat may or may not have her size splits already, and has gotten it by their birthday. So this is insane. You know what? I'm gonna take a screenshot. That's amazing. I'm gonna try to not look like a total hobo. I'm gonna try to have my hair look nice when I capture this, because I have so many bad screenshots where I'm like, huh? What does this say? Oh, that's embarrassing. I just hit the button to turn off my phone, and I don't what I don't. Now that I'm looking at my own face, I don't know what to do. Just casually smiling. That probably looks horrible. All right, well, this is ridiculous. We got thank yous. People are crying and laughing, and Catchy says, "Yes, crush them." That's character development. Yes, that's exactly. Well, we were a little nervous, so we were like, "Oh man, what if parents come?" Right? Because there was like other kids who were not talking smack. They were just like probably collectively embarrassed for their friend, and they left. They left the field a couple minutes after I guess their friend was getting demolished. They just left. Um, we're currently in a state that is very gun friendly, so we're like, we don't want to anger anybody. We're just tourists. uh, that's mostly a joke. It wasn't that serious, but we were nervous that some parents were gonna come and we're gonna get mad at us. And we're like, I wanted to tone it down, but everything turned out okay, and so it was fun. We're like, all right, nothing happened. Somebody was collecting parking tickets. We told her about the local children being naughty and challenging us to things, and she loved the story. She was like, "That's great. I play pickleball 2 times a week. There's some really annoying kids, so that was good for you." We were like, "Oh, this is great. We're being supported by the locals. This is amazing." Anyways, that's enough storytelling. I'm done for today. Thank you so much for hanging out, chilling, listening to me tell stories about our events as they happen, living vicariously through uh, whatever it is that we're doing. And I hope to see you real soon. We're live every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And tomorrow night, I will not be here in this house. The live will still go on, but I won't be here. So I got like 4 or 5 more hours of driving, and then we'll be back at my friend's house with the chickens. We'll be in another living room that you already know. Cool? Assuming you're one of the regulars who's been on for a really long time, and so you know all the different living rooms that I hang out in. If you're new, then this might still be a new living room for you, but that's okay. All right, peace out. Closing out.